Anyway, first one. It was a duplex in a kind of a fringe hood area in Regina. And we had found this property through actually an ex-boyfriend of my oldest daughter's. And he was driving around in the area and he said, you know, it looks like there's a new house up close to where Dawn used to live. You guys should check it out. So, and there was a for sale sign on it. So we went by and checked it out. And it wasn't a new house, it was an old house. It was built in the 50s, but the lady who owned it had done a lot of renovations on it. So she put all new siding on it. She put new windows throughout, really nice high windows in the basement suite. So it was a 2-bedroom up, 1-bedroom down duplex. No garage, tiny little yard. But we right at that point in time in our city, we were very, very low vacancy. I think like 0.2 or something. But the reason she wanted to sell was she was tired of dealing with tenants. She said, Edna had my own family members in there and they screwed me. And she said, so I just don't want to deal with this anymore. Just want out. So we went back and forth 2 or 3 times with her. Warren was the one that kept popping by and to see the progress on the property, but also to see if she would accept an offer. So like any newbie investor, we started out with a lowball offer because, you know, what is that saying? If it doesn't make you wince when you say the price, you're not going low enough. And she just kind of chuckled and she said, no, you know, I'm pretty sure I can get the price that I want for it. So no, I'm not going to take that. And it wasn't a real low ball offer. It was $140,000 when she was asking $160,000. And so we went away and we went back, you know, a few days later and Warren offered her $150,000. And she said, well, you know what, that's a pretty fair offer. I'll probably take it. But she said, I'm not done yet, and I've got time. I'm not in a big rush to sell it. She knew a little bit about what was going on in the markets at the time. And she said, and if I don't get the 160 that I want, I'll come back to you and take your 150. So we went away again, and Warren went back, and of course we discussed it each time after he got home. So we decided to ask her for a vendor take back or an investment in her own property. Because sometimes you have to watch the language you use with people. They don't understand vendor takebacks and seller financing and all that kind of stuff. So we told her that our plan is that we wanted to build a larger portfolio. We're looking at getting at least 50 doors. And that we knew that if we paid our cash out for her property with the 20% down, that we wouldn't have enough after that to buy any more. So we said one of the things that we're going to learn how to do is use investor capital. And she said, well, tell me more. Tell me how that works. So we explained to her that I think the down payment on this property was like $32,000. We said we had the money to do it, but then what we'd like her to do is at the lawyers leave her money in the deal, the $32,000, and we'd get our money back. And we said we would pay her 6% interest on her money, interest only over a 5-year period. And she said, wow, I like that. I'm going to get full price for my property and 6% interest on the $32,000. I said, yep. She said, okay, I'm interested in doing that. So that's how we got our first no money down deal. So we did close it at the lawyers and she left her money in the deal. We ended up paying her back before the 5 years was up. She just ran into some challenges with her mom, I think, and she just asked a few different times, you think I could get 10 grand here or 5 grand here? And so we kind of paid her out that way. And you know, at the time, we probably paid top dollar for that property. But you know what? It was a sign of the times. And a lot of people went, oh, we would have never, ever paid that price for that property. But you know what? We cash flowed that property $1,000 a month for 5 years straight, almost with the crazy markets here. Now we have a little bit of vacancy there. It's one of those kind of fringe areas. But even now, when we've got that property fully rented, we're still making at least between $500 and $800 a month. And sometimes we're making more. We actually even furnished it for a little while, and we're making exceptional rents there. I think $9,000 or $1,000 for the 1-bedroom downstairs. So this is one thing that I tell my students all the time is, it's not always about the value you get for the property, but the fact that you can get that property with none of your own money, with vendor financing and stuff. So it makes more sense to pay a little bit more than to not buy it. You know, now you have to be careful. You don't want to do that in a market where it's higher vacancy, especially if you're brand new and don't know, you know, the first thing about getting and keeping tenants and stuff like that. So you do have to be careful. But we made really, really, really good money on that property for, you know, like, and we're still happy with it. We still like it. And like I said, as long as it's rented, we still got really good cash flow with it. And it's rented at least 3/4 of the time, even in the down market. We've had a couple times where, you know, we had a whole bunch of junk and crap and dog crap all over the place, you know, letting them keep their pets in there. So we've had challenges with it. But overall, we're still very, very happy with our first multifamily purchase. So if I can help you with something like that, please reach out to me at 90days-5k.com. And I'll help you with that. Now, at the same time, I'm going to talk a bit about our first multifamily purchase. And that was a 24 unit. Our very first apartment building that we bought was a 24 unit. And again, with this one, we used investor capital. The challenge with this one was, this was kind of the height of the market, 2008, 2009. Not the height of the market. We're in a still good market upward trend at the time. And we got the building, and how I ended up getting it was, I was actually in speaking to a realtor, and I was telling him that we bought all these houses and we're looking at buying more, and we're using joint venture partners and stuff like that. And he says, Edna, why don't you just buy a multifamily? And I go, oh, I'm not ready for a multifamily yet. Like we don't even have enough houses to upgrade. I'm thinking monopoly, right? You got to have so many houses before you upgrade to multifamily. He said, oh, no. He says, he says, one of the biggest things they look for when you're applying for financing on a multifamily is your net worth. And mostly they look at the building. Does the building support the numbers? So he said that, and he presented that to me in his office. I said, okay. I said, what would it take to get this building? And he said, it's going to take $75,000 a door. And I said, okay, write it up. He says, don't you want to go by and look at the building? And I said, well, you showed me a picture. It looks pretty good. You said it's a good neighborhood. But yeah, I'll go by and look at it while you're writing it up. Because even then, I'd been taught that you don't have to get in and look at an apartment building like you look at a house. So I knew the biggest thing was about the numbers, and that we had time to do our due diligence and all that kind of stuff. So we got it under contract, which he said was really, really important, because in the market as it is, he felt that we'd have a lot of competition if we left it too long. So we got under contract, and we started working on vendor financing right away. But they were leery, you know. They had never done that. They'd owned the building for many, many years. I believe it was actually even paid off. There was one fellow that, one of the kids that actually managed it, looked after everything every day. And he would even just sit in the hallways and study. I don't know what that was all about, but anyway, maybe he just studied while he was waiting for us. I don't know. Anyway, we tried to talk them into vendor financing. They weren't really interested. They were scared that we were going to come in and move the rents up and make their building vacant. That's what they thought. And at the time, that building, all 24 units, the average rent in that place was $425 a door. And we knew that we could get at least $800, maybe even more. So we did our projections at that. And then when we started going through the financing, we ended up raising private capital. While we were going through the process, though, our realtor also brought us another opportunity to deal with the same building. And he said, you know, and a lot of people are condo converting these apartment buildings for sale because there's not enough inventory for sale in our city right now. You should consider it. And I said, well, tell us more. What do we need to do? So we went to a few meetings and we figured it out, and we met with some people, and we decided that that would be the way that we wanted to go. In the meantime, we had got financing on it, but the bank would only give us 50% financing. And the reason is the rents were so low. So we went in, we got 50% financing, we increased all the rents, and then went back and got higher financing. But we also condo converted it at the time and ended up selling quite a few units out as condos. Not all, and I'm not even sure if it was half. We ended up letting our partners take over that property, and we moved on to some other stuff because they liked the whole, they were managing condos and everything else, and we were looking at some other opportunities. So we don't own that building anymore. But that was our first big multifamily purchase. And again, we understood the power of forced appreciation, which is something that we could do. Those condo units, when we were selling them out individually, we were selling them at $145,000 a door for a 2-bedroom. They wouldn't be valued at that now with the markets and all the condos that are available for sale in our city, but at the time that's what we were selling them for, and the rents were high, like $1,250 a month that we were getting there. So did very, very well on that building. So those were our two first multifamily purchases. We're quite excited about them, and they still make for good storytelling anyway. So if any of you have any questions about that, please feel free to write them in the comment section below, and I'll answer them for you. And again, if you need my help in building your own real estate portfolio, reach out to me at 90daysto5k.com. Have a really, really good day, and we'll talk to you all tomorrow. Bye for now. Hey, hi Dan, nice to see you on. Haven't talked to you for a long time. And hi John. Are you back at work? I seen you were gone on summer holidays. I was watching you on Facebook. It looked like lots of fun. Anyway, have a really, really good day, and we'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.